According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, in an article from September 11, 2018, a violent crime is committed every 24.6 seconds. A murder occurs every 30.5 minutes, a rape every 3.9 minutes, a robbery every 1.7 minutes, a motor vehicle theft every 40.9 seconds, an aggravated assault every 39 seconds, a burglary every 22.6 seconds, a larceny theft every 5.7 seconds, and a property crime every 4.1 seconds. All of the above are felonies. There are places in the United States where felons never lose the right to vote, no matter how violent, brutal, or otherwise sickening their crime may have been. Based on a survey I conducted within this class, 80% of the average classroom student has no prior knowledge on this problem, which in a sense could be looked at as problematic, but I look at it as an opportunity for education. Most of us are either of voting age or nearly so, which makes this issue a bit more personal. I'll be going over the issue of the states allowing felons to vote, the potential solution, and a general visualization, thank you, of the issue at hand. Right. According to the National Conference of State Legislators posted June 28, 2021, there are 21 states in the United States where felons can vote while they're incarcerated. This is a tremendous issue, for since voter mobilization is at an all-time high, this means that there are at least 21 elections where the deciding vote could be that of a violent criminal. And this does not even account for local elections, which can determine the general well-being of the community. In all likelihood, the average person will probably not be too terribly pleased to learn if their mayor, councilman, state's attorney, and governor are in office due to the vote of someone who murdered 3 people in the first degree. This includes violent gang members who brutalize and sexually assault their fellow inmates, and that's on top of the lives they destroy while out on the streets. Are these people the people we want swaying the outcome of our state and federal elections? I hope one will say no. But for every problem, there's a solution. There's a simple solution to this matter according to Ballotpedia.org I accessed March 28th of 2022, and this is disenfranchisement. Disenfranchisement is simply being deprived of the right to vote. These individuals who've committed such felonies have not paid their debt to society while they're incarcerated yet, so it seems that it would only be right for their privilege to be revoked while behind bars. That's another thing I want to get straight. Voting is a privilege, not an absolute right of citizenship. Part of losing freedom when sentenced to prison would naturally include the right to vote in the minds of most, so why are there 21 states where the people who murdered, raped, and beat people are the ones deciding the outcome of an election? Disenfranchisement of incarcerated individuals is the solution. In furtherance of this notion, according to nonprofitvote.gov, there are many states that allow for felons to vote after they've completed their sentence, and the states that continue to bar voting after the person has been released reinstate their right to vote once their parole or probation has been carried out in its entirety. Even the few states that already disenfranchise felons upon their release allow felons to petition the government to have their voting rights restored, which pretty much satisfies both sides of the argument. But despite there being solutions I see that are clear, this issue still weighs heavily on my mind. I have a huge issue with this. It infuriates me that there are people who fight like hell to restore the voting rights of these scoundrels. The people we send to prison and deem to be felons terrified, ruthlessly murdered, beat, rape, and rob people and destroy lives. These are not the people we want controlling the outcome of our elections. I do not care if it is an election of a local coroner or the president of the United States. Felons behind bars should not be the people who decide to represent us. If you do not see an issue with it, then think about the long run. A candidate always rises to cater to the best interest of criminals. They preach less strict policies like sentencing, and they want to decriminalize many felonies. In cities where this has happened, crime rates skyrocket. Murders, robberies, carjacking, it all becomes a greater issue. Now, who would vote for a candidate who lets this happen? Felons. When felons hear terms like decriminalization, looser sentencing, well, this is basically heaven on earth for them, which means hell for the rest of us. Clearly, there are a plethora of reasons that I have problems with this issue, but I'm just one person. I want you all to consider all sides of the subject at hand and form an opinion of your own, and then act on it from there, how you see fit. As previously stated, there are states and jurisdictions in the United States where felons never lose the right to vote, no matter how violent, brutal, or even sickening the crime may have been. We the people possess the power to change all of this. We can restore power to the people who pay their taxes, spread kindness rather than fear, and live as legally as they possibly can. It only takes one person to have an idea. An idea is spread, practiced, and lived when enough people agree on something, and that idea can become bill, rise to the ranks of government, and that bill becomes law. Yes, the odds are low, but the odds are low for almost every law that is a part of our town, state, and country's legislatures individually. One person can be a revolution. Beyond this room, we can spread awareness and educate those who are unaware of the felony voting problem that ails our government. There's much that I can do alone, but I ask that at least one person, whomever aware of it might be,